I have a little 90 four-wheeler. We've had this actually for a while, but we just haven't ever had any property to, you know, let the kids rip. You just tear up the grass or whatever, but here we got a lot of country. I don't know much about it. It goes about 30, 35 miles an hour. It's fun and terrifying. We lost the key for it though. So I'm gonna figure out how to make this work. You can see I have this thing much more taken apart. I found a couple videos hot wiring an ATV yesterday and fell down a giant rabbit hole of Chinese ATV mayhem. Here's your ignition wires, all splayed out like so. You see I have them separated off in twos. This is kind of how they were connected in the key. How do I know? Well, because I destroyed the key yesterday. I was trying to break it into something more usable, and it did not take being screwdrivered and hammered that well. These things are cheap. I found parts for them yesterday. I even found a wiring diagram. I spent all day doing a deep dive on this, trying to learn as much as I could about the electrical system and the ignition wires because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it going. We're gonna put my battery charger on these wires right here, and I'm gonna do some more testing today because basically all I was able to do yesterday is get the brake light working. No spark, no crank, no power going to anything, and I'm either going to bypass this switch as well or possibly figure out what's going on with this switch if that switch isn't working, but I need to figure out where I'm losing my power here. And that's where I'm at today. We are working inside the garage today, inside the big house. I just mounted a new toy to the wall there. So I picked up a really good used gaming router. I ran some cable. I haven't run all the way down on this wall yet, but I'm gonna take some speed tests and we're gonna see what I was getting on Bro with the old speed with that setup. I'm gonna hook up a LAN cable here and I got some more fancy stuff I'll show you guys. We'll get it all plugged in. That's a TP-Link. It's kind of like mix match routers, but you'll kind of see the method of my madness. I'm just trying to get as much speed as I can out here so that I can broadcast it further down there.
I have quite a bit of distance to cover from the house where the internet is to get to where we are. We were supposed to have fiber optic at our place, but someone cut the line, so we are stringing it together. We already have, it's not bad internet, we can game. I really have no problems with it, other than I think maybe I could have done more research on getting these extenders. These aren't the best extenders I've ever used, so hopefully by replacing them, with that, I get a big difference. Okay, so here's the power supply. I got it connected right there. We got it zip tied up. I'm gonna use that plug-in right there. I just have to make sure that I clear all the mechanisms for the garage door opener. Here's where the router is gonna sit on the wall. You can see how far up it is. We want to broadcast as far out as possible. So we ran our cord all the way over from the room where the other router is in. We're gonna plug this in. And so we can beam out a lot stronger signal down to our place and speed up the internet. And we'll see how fast we are after we get it all plugged in here. That's mounted it on, and I am getting much faster speeds out here than when I was on the router in there. Good morning. It's a Tuesday, so I'm putting these things on. So we got these things for our 30-ton wood splitter, so it's going to split everything into 4. It's pretty simple. It's just a couple of Allen head screws, 5 of them. You got 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. So we're just going to go ahead and throw it in there and find the nut that I just got. So we're gonna show you guys real quick how much easier it is to split with these new wings on. Man, it makes quick work of this. Ready? Here we go. Coming down. Stand back, because she'll spit them out. Yep. It's okay. That's why you gotta stand back now. This thing will take your freaking leg off. Ready? Yep. Coming down. Wow, that thing is violent. So we're about a block away from our old place in the cities where we used to boondock, and it looks like someone's kind of picked up the torch where we left off. I don't actually think anybody's living in there. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool if they were, huh? So it's like the second week of January here. Remember earlier when we first moved in, I had this thing pretty much filled all the way up. I'm just now emptying it, getting to this hard oak that we got when we first moved in. Ethan filling up the Pioneer now. She's probably gonna need gas today. Here's the other pile that I have. This is all the wood I have chopped to get us through the rest of winter. Or we have until like end of March, April before we're gonna stop needing wood. I'm probably gonna spend the next couple of days here getting a bunch of wood processed and added to that pile so that we're not gonna be running short here. I mean, we can always call and order wood, but the other problem that we're gonna be running into here is that after this weekend, we're gonna finally be dropping into the sub-zeros. It's gonna be like -11 overnight and anyway. We have some negative weather coming, which means that all the wood that's gonna be outside is about to get frozen, much harder to process and break free. And as the snow builds up, you're just not gonna be able to get back there and process wood as easily. So this is gonna be one of the last sort of nice days to get back there and split a bunch of wood. And so that's what I'm gonna do. Welcome to the very back utility room of our house. It's a on-demand water heater. These are a bunch of spaghetti pipes that all work their way down in here. It's a water pump that feeds down in here. So there's 1 and 2 zones of floor heat. It's -6 out currently. And only one of these are working. So this one is working. This one is not. Here's the control box. There's a very curious Luna puppy. Hi, Luna puppy. And there's a mess. So I'm just trying to read right here. So I've gotten it all down. So here is the thermostat for the living room. Here is the thermostat for the shop. Right now, I also have a bad thermostat. That's a separate issue, I guess. I have the thermostat for the shop running the zone for the house right now to click it on and off. I have 24 volts here, I have 24 volts here. All of this is off. I'm not just touching it all willy-nilly. Now, I just pulled all this rat's nest apart because I'm going to be testing here for continuity individually. And if I can find continuity on one of these solenoids, I'm going to hook it up. I will be able to have, I don't know, 4 heat, sort of. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works. I don't know. If not, then I'm just going to run the shop heat overnight because it's, like I said, it's really cold. And we're having trouble keeping the heat up in there. So we're just trying to do some work. Flipping the switch on. Okay, so I have connection here. I'm gonna test continuity on that wire and that wire. Well, you can't really see it, but yeah, I was going off of all these wires. There's no continuity in any of these. So these, all 3 of these, I think are just bad solenoids. And I think out of all 3 of these, I only got one good one here. So I think that this thing needs all new solenoids. I don't know how much they are. I guess we're gonna find out. I'm gonna take this thermostat back over. I'm gonna switch it back over to zone 3, and I'm just gonna run the shop heat for the night. And that is what's supposed to happen. So it's all running on this side just perfectly. Here's your 1 flow valve, which means that this solenoid is the one that is working. I think that I got 5 out of 6 bad solenoids. I can test them all individually, I guess. At least I got one working one. I'm gonna go look up the price of what they cost and